So, I was watching this movie called Look-alike. No, Human Like. And my ponytail just broke. Okay, so I was watching a movie called Human Like, and it was about this couple. This couple bought this robot um because she basically got rid of the maids and stuff. They had maids to take care of their home, and she didn't believe that they should be taking care of the home. She wasn't used to it, to that type of treatment. So she was like, he might be used to it. His name was James. She was like, he might be used to it, but this is not my type of lifestyle. Anything that you're doing, I can do myself. And she just didn't like the fact that they was always around. So she fired them, and then they wound up going and get some robots to do what the maid service was doing. So they wound up going to get these robots, this robot, and she didn't want the woman robots. She was like, I want to be the prettiest girl in the house. I don't want this woman robot. I don't want her to be prettier than me. Basically, she was insecure about the robot, so she went ahead and got they got the male robot instead. So then this male came into the home, and he was like, he was really smart and intelligent, and she started falling for him. There was this one part where they was like, he was like, I can't adjust to a setting of lust, but if you want me to, I can. And her husband was like, no, that will not be necessary, because she was already falling for him, and they kept her husband to the point where her husband was getting really upset with her, had to keep reminding her, no, this is a robot. This is a robot. This is not a human. So basically, he started having trust issues about the situation. So um, she started having dreams about him, and eventually she wound up she had this one dream about him where he was giving her a massage, and they start kissing, and you know it got to that point where they was about to have sex, but then she woke up. So then I guess she wanted to replay her dream, so um she wound up having him give her a massage the same way. And he kissed her, and she was like, why did you kiss me? Like, she freaked out. She was like, why did you kiss me? I'm married. Why did you kiss me? He was like, because that's how I'll show that I love you. And then she was just like, it threw her off. Like, she was acting really surprised and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, like, why is she surprised? And then she wound up telling her husband. And then her husband, she was real dramatic though. But her husband wound up going to the robot, and he unplugged his charging area, and he hit him. So he was really upset. But most of all, he blamed her. You can tell, like, he really cared about this robot though. So then before that happened, he was in a bathroom, and he was shaving his face, and he had the robot shave it for him as well. He was like, he was like, he kept telling him, remind him, you're not human. You're not human. Like, kind of rubbing it in his face. And then he was like, um, oh, and then he got his shaving thing. his shaving, what's it called? The machine, the thing that you shave your face with. It wasn't a razor, but it was like a machine thing that you shave your face with. So he got his little automatic razor, whatever it was, and he was like, "Shave my face." So he shaved his face, and he started comparing him to the razor. He was like, "This is what you are. You're like a this type of machine. You're just like this machine, but you're more relevant. You're as superior as this machine is." Comparing him to a machine, trying to get him to understand that he wasn't human. So then the robot started having dreams. The robot felt like he started getting emotional, like he could feel. There was a point where they found him outside, and they just started questioning, like, how can he dream and this and that, like he's human? And so yeah, they started getting to a point where they started questioning him. Ugh, hold on. Started questioning him to his maker. They went to his maker and started questioning, like, how is he able to do this stuff and he's only supposed to be a robot? So then eventually it got to the point where his maker had to come and shut him down because he was acting too human like, and he started scaring them. Um so when the maker came to shut him down, he was like, "Hey, like, you need to go to your docking station." His name was Henry. He was like, "Henry, you need to go to your docking station." And Henry was like, "That's not gonna happen." He was like, "What? What did you just say to me?" And it was like, "You need to go to your docking station." And Henry was like, "That's not gonna happen." So I guess he knew something about his maker. He started finding out the truth. Like, all the truth started coming to him. And then after that, they wind up coming home because they found out that one of the robots that were around was just was acting human like. It was like, so they started wondering. So I think they figured out that the robot, one of the girl robots was human. So they wind up coming back home. Um, and when they came back home, they couldn't find Henry. But eventually they did. Like, they was about to call the maker, and but then they went outside and they seen Henry standing out there. She grabbed a knife because she was scared, and they wound up going out there, and um he just started explaining himself. He sounded like he needed to be in a psych ward. That's what he sounded like. He would sound like he needed to be in a psych ward. And it was like, so he was like, let's get you back in your docking station. Come on, come with me. He was just saying, "I'll power down right here." Because he had too much going on in his mind that was kind of making him confused. Like, he just was trying to he put all the pieces together, and the more he put all the pieces together, it's just like it scared him, you know. So he was like, "You know what? I'll power down out here. I haven't been on my docking station for 20 more than 24 hours. So I'ma just power down out here." So then they wind up looking for no, they was like, "Okay, that's fine." So they was on their way to the house, but then they ran into his maker, and his maker came out, and he was like, "What have you done?" You know, I kind of agreed what he was talking about though. He was like, "What have you done?" He was like, "You just ruined everything. Everything was perfect and you ruined it." And then he was like, all Henry wanted, like, was to he basically came out with the truth as well. He was like, all Henry wanted was love. You know, he showed y'all love. He told y'all that he loved y'all, and all y'all did was shoot y'all brushed him off. Y'all didn't care about it, you know, and y'all ruined everything. So then he wound up saying that, his mother abandoned him. I wound up taking care of him for the longest, and this one, like, my eyes start open, like, hold up. So he was like, I was taking care of him this whole time. His mother abandoned him, and he was abusive. He was abused child, and I took him in under my wing. So therefore, Henry was not a robot. He was human. So he was like, that's what he was. He was basically telling them the truth because they was already finding out the truth. So then he went to pull out his gun because it's gonna kill him, and that's when Henry uh, attacked his maker and stopped him from pulling the trigger. So after that, Henry wound up going out to the field, and like the same field where he said he was gonna power down. He kept going outside over and over and over again, but he didn't understand. So he went out to this field and he was like, you know what? I knew it was true. Like he said, I knew I could feel he was like, I knew the feeling under my feet of the grass was real. I knew what I felt was real. I knew it was real. And then he was like, he basically cut himself and like blood started coming out and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm done with this world. And he wound up dying. So then later on, they had like 5 years later, they had a kid, and they named their kid Henry. So that was the movie I was watching. Uh, it was really, I don't know, I didn't. It was cool, but it wasn't like surprising. No, it's the first movie I didn't watch that actually um where the robot turned out to be a human. So that's different. But at the same time, it was just like, it was whatever to me. I really didn't, I'm like, this movie whack because it didn't turn out the way I expected it to. Like, I'm into more drama. I'm thinking that he gonna fall for the woman gonna wind up leaving her husband for the freaking robot. That's what it was given, and he was just like out the whole time I was watching. I'm just thinking like, sometimes God he put things in your life to unravel the truth, to see really get you to understand what's wrong with your relationship or what's missing in your relationship. So I was basically looking at Henry as that God figure, like God in the middle of these two. So I was really getting deep with it, but then as I was getting deep with it, it started becoming like obvious, like what the heck? Like I'm like, this ain't even what I thought it would be. So yeah, that is my little movie review of Human. Like you can find it on Prime Video. Like I said, it really didn't impress me too much. It wound up being shorter than I thought, and it didn't really get too deep. Like I said, it's different because I never seen one where the robot actually turned out to be a human. I feel like that was really, and I just like that kind of puzzled me as well because I'm just like, wow, you know, just to think this robot went so long without eating. He said, and there was this part where she actually gave him a bottle of wine, and he was like, I can consume. Like he made me this little area in my stomach where I can consume it. So she gave him wine, and that kind of just made all the difference as well. So it's just like he went so long acting like a robot. But the creator's intention, not really his creator, more so of a foster dad, I guess. His intentions was to make the perfect human. And I feel like you basically did that up until the truth was exposed. So the perfect human, that's how what he was telling them when he was about to he was about to shoot them. He was like, he's so perfect. He's a perfect He's perfect. This is what the future is going to be. So basically, they were saying that Henry was going to be the future because they made him, you know, they made him, they conditioned his mind to thinking that he wasn't human. They made him think that he can only do so much. They made him think that he was a robot, so therefore he act like a robot. And just think how powerful our mind is. If we just tell our mind that this is what it is, that's what it is. You know, they convinced him that he was a robot all the way since he was a young little boy. You know, he was a young little boy going without eating, going just serving other people, this and that, believing that this docking station was charging him like a robot, like a thing, and people was treating him like a thing, and this whole time he was human. He was human the whole time. How could he go without eating? How can he go without what we think that we have to go with? He went without the whole time, and he was around her husband's age, thinking that he was a robot just because they conditioned his mind and persuaded his mind and manipulated him into thinking that he was a robot. He was really human. But he made it this far. He made it this far as a human, thinking he was a robot. Like that's what kind of got me. That's what blew my mind. I was just I was just sitting there, even though I'm just like this movie wasn't all that. It still had me thinking. I'm just like, wow, what the heck? You know, this man is a robot, and he went this whole time thinking that he wasn't. He went this whole time without consuming much food. And when y'all seen them, they was just standing there like robots being sold, but they were actually humans. Like I'm just like, wow, I'm not about to let that get to my mind too much because that's crazy, you know? So yeah, I am not satisfied with this vape because they sold it and they said it was salt and nicotine. But it doesn't seem like it's salt nicotine. Like I had so many vapes that were actually salt nicotine and it doesn't seem like it's salt nicotine. The flavor tastes like a regular nicotine vape. But at the same time, I will say the effects that I have with straight nicotine, I don't have those type of problems with this one. So it might be salt nicotine, but at the same time, I got to doubt. I'm kind of doubtful because it just it make me I don't know. It's also it reminds me of the nicotine vapes of my experience with the nicotine vapes and why I don't vape nicotine, regular nicotine. It reminds me of that, but I can tell the difference sometimes. But sometimes I can't, as if it's mixture of nicotine and salt nicotine. But they said it was straight nicotine, so I'm doubtful. I'm like, I hope they ain't playing with me because when I say I want salt nicotine, I am very serious. This ain't no game when I say I want salt nic and not nicotine. And I feel like that's what they be doing. So I did read the box and it says salt nicotine, but at the same time, just like the flavor reminds me of regular nicotine. But when I first got it, it does seem like salt nicotine. But maybe it's just too much salt nicotine or something. I don't know. I like it. I like the flavor, but I'm feeling doubtful because of, you know, I don't know, because it remind me of the regular nicotine. So yeah, that's my movie review. Um, like I said, y'all can find that on Prime Video. It's called Human Like. It's a good movie. It's just like I said, I wish it was longer, and I'm more so of, no, I like drama in the midst of everything, and it was not dramatic at all. She was more dramatic than anything. And I was just like the point where she said, um, at the part where she said, I want a male version robot because I want to be the prettiest girl in the house. That just threw me off. I'm like, really? Really? Maybe this woman robot can make you face that, because there's going to be times in you experience other women that's prettier than you. So basically that's your flaw. And you can face that right now if you get a woman, like a woman version robot, to help you face those times where you will be around another woman that's prettier than you, and you'll know how to, you know, you know how to deal with that situation. That's what that could have, it could have helped her in that area. So when she said that, I'm like, oh, so that's your flaw, you know, and we can kind of work with that if you would have got the woman robot. But yeah, that's me thinking about, the problem and trying to find a solution to that problem, to her flaw. So yeah. So like I said, that's a video, that's a movie on Prime Video. Y'all can go and watch it and, you know, get your own little perspective, or, form your own little opinion and tell me what y'all think about it. But yeah, I'm out. I don't know if they have school today. I haven't heard the buses, but we will see. Bye. See y'all next time. Like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share at your own free will to show you care. Bye.